Hello, my screenwriting friends and YouTube subscribers. I wanted to make this quick little video to let you know what we're doing in the new year. I'm actually going to sort of take this channel on a little bit of a turn. We're gonna move in a slightly different direction in the new year. I don't know if you've watched other videos on this channel, but I'm very sporadic in how often I put videos out there. I tend to be very perfectionistic about them and try to make them absolutely flawless. And I think that's kind of the wrong approach. I think that hasn't been good for me. That really hasn't been good for you, I don't think. If you have a goal of writing movies, or if you have a goal of being creative in any way, or understanding story, or any of this, it would behoove both of us for me to give you more. And so what I've decided to do is create a new series that we're going to actually start in the middle of January, a daily series called The Daily Prompt. What I'm basically going to do is each day I'm going to create a video. At this point, I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes long. You can watch it at double speed if I talk too slow for you, or slow it down if I talk too fast. But each day I want to include basically lessons, tools, tips, suggestions, advice, perspective, insights. I want to share with you kind of everything I know because I'm ready to move into a slightly different phase in my life. And so I'm ready to take all this knowledge and information that currently is just sitting in my system and only kind of available to people that go through that process. I want to take all that knowledge and information and just give it to you. Why? Because I really believe there's no competition in creativity. I believe that if you make a movie, and if I make a movie, and if the lady down the street makes a movie, in theory, we're competing for the eyeballs of the audience, but in practice, if that's a good movie and that's a good movie and that's a good movie, the audience is going to watch all three. So it's in all of our best interest for independent film to lift a notch, to be able to I want to create a scenario where independent film is sort of its own living, breathing ecosystem. So I don't know if you've watched other videos on this channel. I don't know if you've watched the ones where I talk about my background and all that. But since about 1999, nearly 20 years now, I've had this vision for building an independent film studio that would make multiple films each year and even a couple TV shows alongside it. That's always been my vision. And so when I started teaching screenwriting, it wasn't because I wanted to be a screenwriting guru or a teacher. I promise you that has never been my goal. I don't want that. But as an independent producer, I couldn't find material to produce. And so I went down this road of trying to help writers turn their ideas into something that's actually viable. The problem along the way is even after building this big comprehensive system, writers still quit. Writers don't follow through. And so if you're not taking consistent, ongoing daily action, you're not moving closer to your goal. And if you're not moving closer to your goal, independent producers are still stuck out here in the wilderness, not being able to find any viable content. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to add a new module at the end of my system, where when writers complete my system, they go into this thing called the writer's room, where 8 to 10 writers get together and they'll collaborate on creating projects that we then actually produce. So I've got a writer's room group going through now. We've got about 8 to 10 projects that they're working on. We're not quite there yet. I'm hoping to get into production in early to mid 2019. But so what I wanted to do with this series is in part document that process. So show you the challenges that we face, the challenges that the writers face, the challenges that the producer faces, help you understand a little bit more about the reality of screenwriting, and not just the theory, not just the 3-act structure, not just the building characters and all the screenwriting stuff that's out there, which is it's all about creating that written document, but it's not about creating that written document. It's about creating the written document that helps us create the film, right? So if my thought is, if I can take you along that journey with me, I can help you, you can watch as we try to build this thing. And then each day I sort of shape around that, giving you a daily value. If you have questions, ask them in the comments. We'll answer the questions in the next or some future video for that. I'll give you suggestions and tips and tricks and suggestions, techniques and all that stuff from my system, from other things that pop up along the way. We can get very flexible with it. So the whole point of the daily prompt is to really prompt you into action, so that when you finish watching that video, you're inspired. You have new insight, new tool, new idea, new perspective, and you're ready to go. You're ready to actually put in some work that day. Because it is my contention that if you don't spend at least 10 minutes, maybe up to about 2-3 hours if you can afford it, each day toward your goal, you're not actually developing your craft. Anyone can spit out 100 pages of screenplay. You can go get free formatting software and just spit out those pages. You can send them to somebody like me. I can instantly recognize that I can't use them. Look at my feedback loop video series on this channel and see even some of the best writing that's on there. I'm pinpointing why it's not viable. So watch that. Have some perspective on that. But what I want to do is change that. I want to actually help you develop. And so that's kind of what the daily prompt is really all about. So in the new year, through this YouTube channel, through the various social media platforms that are out there, what I want to really start doing is opening this up. I want to start building the film studio, basically. And I'd like for you to come along on the ride if you'd like to. Now, if you don't like me, if for whatever reason you're annoyed by me, I had somebody write in one of the YouTube comments once that you can tell by his hair that he's a D-bag. If you hate watch, that's okay too. All I ask that you do is to please click the subscribe button, click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get notified when new videos come out, and then watch and go along this journey with me. If you're sitting there hoping, praying that I fall on my butt and it doesn't work out, that's okay too. But if I can build what I have in my head, if I can build this independent film studio and legitimately make film after film after film, my goal is to make hundreds of films, not necessarily me as directing them all, but me sort of producing them and getting more and more people involved in all this. That's good for all of us, I think. And it really can help a writer go beyond the theory of writing for the page and into the practice of writing for the screen. So if this sounds in any way interesting, or if you know anyone for whom this would be interesting, please share this. Please let other people know about it. Please stay subscribed. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your attention. And if you have a wonderful, happy, healthy, safe, positive, productive holiday season, that would tickle me to no end. Thanks for watching. We'll see you mid-January 2019.